So the first real big topic that we're going to talk about regarding my bodybuilding prep is diet. And that's probably because it's the most important thing. In fact, if there were one single difference that I could point out between bodybuilding and powerlifting, it's going to be the diet. Because in all honesty, what I found is that diet makes a fairly small amount of difference in your strength. Body weight makes a very big difference, but the specific things you're eating don't matter so much. In bodybuilding, it's a much different story. What's the same is that no matter what you're doing, whether it's your training, your diet, whatever, you want to make small changes. This is something that I really try and beat in everybody's heads in the Reflector program, in my video series. You don't know how your body is going to react to even small changes, so it's very important that you go incrementally. For that reason, so that you can learn how your body responds, and so that you can plan better every time. Every prep you do, every meet you do, every training session, you can improve a little bit. In addition to that, with diet specifically, you have to make sure that you're not destroying your metabolism right off the bat, right? If you cut your calories drastically, you start doing cardio, you start upping your training intensity, you start upping your training volume, your body's going to freak out a little bit, and your metabolism could really go south pretty quickly. By making small changes, you give your body time to adjust more. You can kind of milk those small changes for all they're worth, and you end up not having to starve yourself in order to get in contest shape. So I'm starting out, not even by adding any cardio. I'm not doing any cardio at all right now. We're just cutting carbs a little bit. I do very well on very high carbs. In the off season, I can easily eat 500 to 600 grams of carbs a day. So it's very easy for me to trim that back slowly but surely and not feel deprived at all, not feel flat, not feel like I'm lacking energy in the gym. So it's a very, very straightforward approach to dieting. I want to talk a little, though, about the bigger picture about diet, because it's something I get a lot of questions on, and I really don't think it needs to be as complicated as many people say that it does. The time in diet gets complicated is when you're prepping for a show, and when you're in those drudges, those last few weeks, and you're really trying to shave off the last couple percentages of body fat, and you're already ripped to shreds, and you're just trying to, dial in your glutes and your hamstrings and your lower back. But for most people, they're not really concerned about that stuff, right? Chances are, if you're watching this, you're not all that concerned about having shredded glutes. You're more concerned about having a six-pack and looking good, being able to take your shirt off, whether it's on the beach or in the gym. And for that, you really don't have to be complicated about it. The reason that you see all these different diets, right, whether it's keto, whether it's carb backloading, intermittent fasting, clean eating, whatever you want to say, it's just because everybody responds to things a little bit differently. And I'm not talking here about things like hormones or insulin resistance or anything like that. I'm just talking about kind of like your mental state. For me, I eat clean all the time. I eat plain bodybuilding style foods, chicken, rice, potatoes, oats, peanut butter, salmon, just very plain foods. And I'm totally fine with that. That's something I've done almost my entire life. I still enjoy my foods. I don't feel deprived at all. A lot of people don't, right? A lot of people like to spice up their food a lot. And so that's why other diets can be helpful. So for example, if you're the type of person that really likes to eat your bacon, then you're probably going to do a little bit better on a keto diet, where that's much easier to work in to the overall plan. By the same reasoning, if you're somebody who doesn't have time to eat during the day, you're very busy at work or at school, and you enjoy eating a lot, then maybe intermittent fasting is something for you, right? That gives you a lot of leeway to work with at the end of the day when you're not dealing with other obligations that wouldn't allow you to enjoy your food anyway. For the big picture, it's all really going to come down to calories in versus calories out, which is a very, very simple construct. But tracking your calories, every little macro, every little calorie, that's really frustrating for some people. And so that's why these other diets have a lot of value. But you don't have to get caught up in the details. Just find something that really appeals to you, stick with it. If it works, keep doing that. You're set. That's kind of how I found my diet. I eat clean and I carb cycle because carb cycling just really fits my schedule. It really, I feel like I have plenty of energy when I train. I don't feel deprived on my off days. There's nothing magic about it at all. But it works for me. Find what works for you and stick with it. Don't worry about what works for other people.